Gentleman yields back. Chair would now recognize the gentleman from California, Mr. Rohrabacher, for 5 minutes. That objection so ordered.
Mr. Speaker, there are many heroic people among us who have been involved with making our quality of life in America the best the world has ever seen, and at the same time uplifting all of humankind. While we often times focus our gratitude and our adoration on politicians and athletes and movie stars, we need to acknowledge the many innovators, inventors, and technology entrepreneurs who have played a significant role in overcoming the many challenges we humans face together, challenges to our health and limitations to our physical well-being. One of the most heroic of these special people is Dr. Al Mann. He flew in B-29s during World War II, and upon his return home, Al decided, instead of pursuing a career in the armaments industry, which could have been very lucrative, he would dedicate his life to building technologies that would improve the human condition. Among his many achievements are the following: a vast improvement of pacemaker technology, which then made that available to so many millions of people whose lives have been changed because of it and extended because of it. Inventing, he also was involved in inventing, and it was his invention, of the diabetic pump, a small mechanism that attaches to the body and allows patients to escape some of the worst ravages of diabetes. He perfected the fully implantable cochlear implant, an electronic device that provides patients, some of whom have never been able to hear, with the ability to hear sound almost as well as those of us who hear naturally. His latest invention and innovation would allow diabetics to receive their insulin through an inhaler rather than a syringe, a huge breakthrough that could be so meaningful to so many people who are suffering. His achievements ought to serve as an example of the power of innovation in our country. Just as incredible as his inventions themselves, Dr. Mann accomplished all of this with private funds, and instead of relying on government grants or contracts, Dr. Mann made the risky investments of his own and those of his investors, and then, with his labor and genius, when it paid off, he reaped the benefits, which he then plowed back into more research to help even more people eliminate even more suffering. Instead of receiving assistance from his government, Dr. Mann has instead run into bureaucratic obstacles time and again. As legislators, we have a responsibility to ensure that the federal government's actions, at very least, do not thwart the heroic innovators such as Dr. Al Mann. For this reason, I ask unanimous consent to submit for the congressional record a letter Al Mann recently penned. I encourage all of my colleagues to read what he has to say and to take seriously the disturbing observations with our current system, as well as his recommendations on how we can ensure that the incredible potential of human innovation can be and will be brought to play in improving the lives of the American people and people everywhere.
The chair hears no objection to the gentleman's unanimous consent request, so with that objection so ordered. Seeing no other people seeking recognition pursuant to Clause 12A of Rule 1,